Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football. It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
On first down, Ferguson, and he completes it to Westbrook. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it. And some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And to give this time to the tailback. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the 31, Murray. This one complete to Christian Kirk. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
He's checking, hold on.
Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 43. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Play action. Now it's Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go with that, but you can tell that they worked on the script the entire week in practice, and it's paying off for them.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And he connects with Ertz. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. From the gun, Murray. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so They're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Gurley again here on first down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. To throw on second down. Ferguson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Looking to throw. Ferguson. And the pressure gets to him again. Samson Abuka providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Second down, Murray sets to throw. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. Murray now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. First down, Murray. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love. When those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game, because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
56. I got you, punk. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic. You got it.
Now on 2nd and 13. Murray. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm going to hit you all.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On the counter, Gurley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Rams on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun, Ferguson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Ebukam, his 2nd sack of the night.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized. Executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Ebukam in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Set, ready? 8, read. Ready, ready.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is fielded at the 27. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. J.J. Watt able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Murray, he's used to moving fast at Oklahoma. He'll get his guys up to the line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the #1 thing you want to take away. But as you go through a game, sometimes you vary the speed in which you come off the line of scrimmage and maybe start a little bit slower, get him to stop his feet a little bit as a defensive back, and then explode and go as we saw there.
Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw. Ferguson. To the right side to Eric Ebron. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half #1. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. This is fielded at the 7. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate him.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now Murray. Under pressure, and down he goes. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Snap comes to Murray at 1. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a handoff looking right. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. To throw on 3rd down. Murray fighting. Lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. A first down run there for Gurley, but nothing opening up as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Ferguson. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now a draw play for Gurley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Rolling to his left. He may try and run for this. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals 1st down as well.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night, and that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Switch.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Cardinal 1st down on a gain of 13.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Ertz there to make the grab. And the Cardinals push further out in front. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Push him back.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The throw over the middle taken in. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
He's coming. Double up.
Here we go. It's Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, Ferguson. Ebron caught left side. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abukum able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be solid. And he's going to go down again. Samson Abukum in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Looking deep here for and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 40.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Open man, here's Hamilton. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the gun on third down, Murray. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And a give this time to the tailback. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Who that? 56 is the Mike. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Aaron Donald with a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen. And you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Throwing on first down, Ferguson. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack. 2nd and long. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. Ferguson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the Cardinals, they start the campaign with a victory in front of an enthusiastic home crowd for a Sunday night. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for LA, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.